Hey everyone, it's Alicia Arts, and today I'm going to be trying pixel art. So we're going to start off with easy, then medium, then hard, then can I even do this? I'm also going to be rating the drawings on a scale from 1 to 10 of how good it looks compared to the reference. I'm also going to be rating the difficulty for how I found the drawing as well. I'm also going to be telling you how long it took me to do the drawing. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So we're just starting off with this little ice cream soda, and I picked this as easy because it just looks quite simple to do. And there's also not a lot of colours to do as well, so that makes it a lot more simple. Anyway, let's get on to the drawing. So I'm just starting off with colouring my background in the blue, and then I'm starting to draw on the glass for the ice cream soda, and then I'm just adding my details on for the bottom there. And now I'm colouring it in, and I'm adding the little cream on top with the little cherry and just the little bubbles in there as well, and the little detail that's on the bottom of the glass for the reflection. And then I'm also just adding my straw here too. So this is the final piece of the easy stage, and I do really like it, and I think it turned out pretty good. It does genuinely look like the reference, so I want to say this was really easy to do. It was really simple, and obviously because like I said there's not a lot of colours, that makes it more simple as well. And it took me around 10 minutes to draw, which is, just not a lot of time. So, and I rate it probably like an 8 out of 10. And I'm only rating it an 8 because the glass just looks a little bit small compared to the reference, but other than that I still really like it. Okay, let's get onto the medium stage now. I picked these little pixel cats as medium because they look quite simple to do. The outline of the shaping on them looks quite simple, but then I thought it would make it a little bit harder because there's a lot more colours on this as well. And I'm not just going to draw one of them, I'm also going to be drawing all 4 of them. So let's get onto the drawing. Okay, so I'm just going to start with that top right cat in the corner, and the outlines were really simple to do. It was practically the same outline for literally every single cat, but I really enjoyed colouring these in and I did have fun doing them. But I'm just colouring in this little cutie now and doing his little pattern on his tail. And this cat really reminds me of like Cinnamoroll. I guess it's just the blue and the white and that blue outline, but this cat is so cute with his little pink paws. Now I'm just drawing the third cat, the little ginger one, and I love the little bow tie that he has. It's so cute. And the only one mistake that I did make on this drawing is I coloured the background pink after I did all the drawings, and then I had to rub out all the white on the cats. But anyway, this last cat that I'm drawing was the most difficult cat out of all of them to draw. This one was quite hard, but I got there in the end and I think he looks so cute. I only found him more difficult because he had a lot more colours than the other cats. So this is the final product of the medium stage, and I love cats, so I love these of course. I think my favourite one has to be the ginger just because of that little bow tie, I just love it so much. Now these weren't really that hard to do just because all the cats had the same outline, but it was just the colouring that was a little bit more difficult than anything, so yeah. I'm going to rate these a 10 out of 10 just because they look so similar to the reference image, and I do really like them a lot. And it took me about 40 minutes to draw all of these. Okay, now let's get onto the hard drawing. I picked this as hard because there's a lot of colouring into this and like a lot of shading with the pixels involved, which I know is going to be really hard for me. And it's also a lot bigger than the other drawings. It's going to be quite hard, but I'm going to try my hardest. Now let's get into the drawing. So first I'm just starting off with the outline of the duck, and I am using the colours that are also used. And I got really stuck on one part on this, but I did end up getting there in the end. It was the little bit around the neck with the leaves, that bit was really hard for some reason. And also for some reason it was really hard trying to get the colours to look as good and like blend as well as it does on there. I don't really know how to explain that, but yeah, that as well. Now I'm just starting off with this cute little face. He looks so cute, his little face is adorable. I love his little beak. But this is the bit where I struggled here. I kept getting it kind of wrong and it didn't look as good. So then I kept undoing it and rubbing it out and redoing it. But then I finally got there in the end and it definitely looked good in the end. Now I'm just adding on the shading around the duck, and I'm just doing his little feet now as well. But I do really like the way this little duck turned out. I think he's adorable. this is the final product of the hard stage, and I do really like the way this turned out. I think it's so cute and I love this duck so much. Like I said, I did really struggle on that neck bit, which was quite annoying, but got there in the end. And it was actually a little bit hard to do, just with getting the shape and making it look as good as the other one. So I'd say that was a little bit hard to do. But for my rating, I'd rate it a 9.5. I just feel like there's something off. I don't know what it is, but I've just given him a 9.5. And it took me around 41 minutes to draw, so that's not too bad, I guess. But overall, I do really like this little duck. So now let's get onto the can I even do this stage. I picked this as can I even do this because this looks so hard with the layering in the sandwich of like the egg, and I think that's bacon underneath, the way it's all layered and there's just so many pixels and colours, and then trying to get those little like sesame seeds and bits on top on the bread or toast. But yeah, this one just looks so hard, so we'll have to see if I can do this. I just started out with the top of the bread because I felt like that was just the easiest way to start and then build up the layers underneath as I go along. So I started off with the dark brown outline and then colouring it in to give it that toast sort of look to it. And then after that I did add on the little like toasted lines and the little like sesame bits on top and the bits of like seasoning kind of things on top. And then I started off with colouring the bottom bit and then adding in all of the shading on that. I then thought it'd be a lot easier to do the outline of like the fillings in the sandwich and then get the shading on. So I did the egg and the lettuce there, and then I just started adding on the shading on the egg and the lettuce, and then I started adding in like the crispy bacon. Then I just started adding in the colouring and the detail onto the bacon, and then I just did the bottom layer of the bread, and then I just started adding in some cheese and lettuce, and then just doing the rest of the shading on the toast. So this is my final product of the can I even do this drawing, and I think it turned out pretty well and I do really like this. Even though it looked like I had no struggle with the drawing, I had a lot of struggle trying to get that layered sort of food in there and stuff like that. I just undo a lot of my stuff. And yeah, so I did struggle with this. I'd say this one was really hard to do. Not really hard, just quite hard to do. But for the rating, I think I'm actually going to give it a 10 because I do really like it and I think it looks really similar to the reference. And it took me around half an hour to draw, and you know what, I do really like this one. I think this one's really good, but I did struggle, but I think it looks really good. It just looks so tasty though, like it just looks really good. That bacon just looks so nice. Okay, now I'm going to stop talking about how good the sandwich looks and show you all the final products. These are all the final products at the end of the video, and I actually love all of them, but I think my favourite one is actually either the sandwich or the cats. Only the cats because I think they're so cute and they turned out really well. But I think the sandwich is also so good just because it actually looks quite realistic as well. I don't know if that really makes any sense of how something can look realistic but it's in pixels at the same time. But yeah, I think it also just looks really good. And I don't really have a least favourite because they all just came out really well. Whereas in sometimes I do have like a least favourite, but these, I think they all just look really good. And I think I might have mastered pixel art. Well, not mastered because these are not like masterpieces or like really good. But I think I've done a decent job. Thank you so much for watching this video and I really hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know which one your favourite one was that I did, and I really hope you have a good day. Please like and subscribe and I'll see you all next time. Bye!